How did you make the game today, mate? What did you make of it?
To be honest, we're really disappointed. I thought our first half, the effort was poor. It was 84 to 3 goals at half time, and our intent was no good, and the amount of missed tackles we had. We spoke about before the game that Lonnie would respond after last week, and we just weren't prepared to take the heat they put on. And obviously Thorpe got hold of us early. Hines and Harper were dominating, and our first half effort was poor. Thought after that the last half was okay, but obviously we've still got a fair bit of work to do.
I thought the third quarter you responded pretty well. You held on to 4 goals. What was the message at half time from you?
It was a pretty heated message to the group, outlining how disappointed I was that, don't just be complacent with having one win last week and thinking you can just waltz out. Like Lonnie are a quality side, well coached, and our effort was very, very poor. And I challenged every leader in the group. And to the group's credit, the third quarter was really good, and the last quarter, obviously, they kicked quite a few goals again. So, we were very disappointed as a coaching group and a playing group today.
Yeah, what was the message post-game to the boys?
Our skill execution at times was poor, and obviously, if you haven't got the footy in your hands, you're working twice as hard to get it back, and just coming off half back. We turned the ball over way too much, so we've spoken about we need to work hard at training under pressure. Even sort of forward of centre, getting it in, like we've got Jake Steele who's 6'5", and we're isolating him, but we're not giving him a chance to jump at the footy. Our entries aren't going deep enough to capitalise on someone of his height. So, we outlined that there's still a lot of work to do, and we're in this together, and we just got to keep working hard, keep doing the craft work, keep working hard in the gym. So in the 12 to 24 months' time, we'll be able to be competitive with a side like Launceston.
Looked early like Mitch thought was going to get off the leash again and kick another bag. I think Murphy started on him and he kicked 3 in the first quarter, had 2 early in the second, and then you swapped Bailey Walker on him, and I thought he held him goalless for the rest of the game. I thought he was probably one of the best on the ground.
Yeah, Bailey was really good. He's only 18. He played on Thorpe up there last time, and I just didn't want to throw him to the Woofs as such again, because obviously they get quite a few inside 50s, and for Bailey's mental state, you don't want to have someone kick another bag on him. But to Bailey's credit, when he went there halfway through the second quarter, I thought he did an outstanding job on Thorpe. I think he kept him goalless, which Bailey is, as I said, he's only 18, but he's a really good competitor, and I thought he did a really good job.
Yep. Who else do you think played well today, if any?
I thought Sam Caswell battled hard. Obviously, I think their midfielder are exceptionally good today, but I thought Sam, he tackled really hard and he got a little bit of the footy himself. Tyler McGuinness was okay. He did a good job, I thought, early on Jamison House, and then we rolled him forward and he took a few grabs. So Pepham was okay in patches. We're disappointed as a group today, so there's not too many players that we thought won their duel on the day.
Yeah. Do you think the boys were, I guess, they're a young group, was there a lot of energy during the week after that win last week that maybe got a bit too excited, I guess?
Yeah, possibly. Well, we questioned them after the game whether their preparation was as good this week as it had been the previous 2 weeks, and we just explained to them that we have to prepare like we did for the Tigers game every week. It's a ruthless competition, and we played against a very good side today, and our preparation has let us down, and obviously the scoreboard reflects that as well. So hopefully we get a response next week against Clarence.
Yep. No Cole today. Colin Garland, was he just injured or unavailable?
He was available. He just didn't pull up well enough from the Tigers game. So unfortunately we won't have him for a couple of weeks. Yep.
So you played Clarence early on in the season. You got them next week. What do you take out of that game previously into next week?
Well, we were competitive with them for the first half. I think if you take today out of the equation, we've improved since we played Clarence last time. We've beaten them over there at Bellreeve the past couple of years. So if we can work on our skill execution this week and don't turn the footy over as much, then if we can get in there enough, we should be competitive. I mean, we only had 26 inside 50s today, so we need to work harder there and give ourselves an opportunity to put some scoreboard pressure on.
Clean bill of health out of the game?
Fortunately, yes.
Sam, happy with the response after last week, mate?
Yeah, certainly. You obviously lost last week on the home deck, so to travel south and come away with a win and to play a really solid game, and I thought our attention to detail across a few areas were really good today, so a positive result.
Yeah, I thought from the back half you set up really well, which allowed the forwards in Sonny and Mitch to kick a couple of bags. Were you pleased with the back half of the ground?
Yeah, certainly. I thought there was probably patches where we went back to what we did the previous week and sort of got opened up a couple of times. But across nearly across 3.5 quarters, I thought we were really stable back there and released a few guys with some certain plays and structural things and it held us in a good position this week and it held us in a good position last week as well. We just lapsed for a little bit longer against North Launceston, who's obviously a very quality side.
Yeah, obviously Sonny kicked 6 today. He's been in and out of the seniors all year. What did you make of his game?
Yeah, I thought Sonny was fantastic. I think he's only been out probably one. I reckon he's maybe missed one game for the year. So he's a fantastic quality individual. For Sonny, we spoke about learning a secondary craft, and I thought he did that today. We set him up on the wing, and we had some inside 50 entries. He still was able to hit the scoreboard as much as he has in the past, and we've just added a secondary component to his game, which makes him more flexible. And with such a strong list, it gives him more firepower at the back end of the year for selection.
Yeah, I thought Joby Harper was good in his second game back in the seniors today. Did you think he's getting back to the form we all know he can produce?
Yeah, I think Joby's fantastic. I think he's a physical, competitive animal. So I think there's a lot more to come from Joby. 2 games in after 18 months off, and he's finding the footy. I think he's had plus 25 touches in both games, and I expect that to increase over the next 4 to 5 weeks to really see a top level TSL midfielder. Surfacing in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, Thorpe looked pretty dangerous early. He had 3 in the first and then kicked 2 early in the second. Was he disappointed in himself for the last half, or he just was Sonny popped up and he was the one that kicked the goals in the end?
Yeah, I thought we shared the load. So having a perfect team, I guess, or a team that can impact is someone that can take control at the start. Then all of a sudden the opposition have to start making moves, and then you start controlling, I guess, or dictating the way you get to play football and dictating the opposition. So with Mitch allowing us to do that, then you can throw different looks at different things, and opposition are focused on the Thorpe scenario, and all of a sudden you can allow or loosen or free up a second and a third player, and we were able to do that today. I thought Mitch had a fantastic first half, and we definitely seen a different North Hobart with the way they structure set up today, and then in the second half when there was support defensively back with a spare, Mitch possibly didn't adapt fast enough to that to understand, whereas he had some really good looks in the first half.
Along with Sonny and Joby, who else did you think performed pretty well today?
Yeah, I thought Jimmy Aganis was fantastic down back. He had some great intercept marks. I thought Jake Hines was solid. He's played through the half-back mid at this stage and developing really, I guess, positively across 2 positions where he can influence the game, either as a half-back running receiver or an inside classy midfielder. So he was great again today. I thought Sam Rundle was solid across 4 quarters. Nothing, there wasn't anything super outstanding, but I thought he was a really solid contributor across the day. Just trying to think. Miller Hodge and Jared Dakin I thought were fantastic second game back in for the Mariners. Dakes copped a cork in the second half and didn't play the second half, but I thought his first half as an under-17 state player was super, and I'm really excited to see him now progress as a senior footballer in the next 2 or 3 weeks to see what we get.
Yep. Some pretty disappointing news during the week with Jay Blackberry out with an ACL for the year. What did that news do to the group?
Yeah, Jay's obviously our vice captain and leader of the footy club, and Jay was there throughout last year, and we sort of dug our footy club out of a hole just over 12 months ago, and we were in a significant hole back then, and Jay was a part of the rebuild, and so he's seen the hurt, he's worked hard to get through it, and then to be a part of the team that is a strong football club and a strong contender throughout finals and throughout the season. It's going to be hard for Jay to sit back and hard for his mates to see that, but in typical Jay fashion, he was straight in the coaching box today, and he just put his coach's hat on and started working out how we could best win and how his teammates could best get another win on the board.
Yep, Chris Savage played his 100th today. He's obviously a pretty popular guy around the footy club.
Yeah, he's a true leader. He's got a massive heart. We spoke a fair bit about hearts and just contributing to your teammate with the size of your heart, and that's not an athletic profile. It's not a skill set. It's just something that you're born with, and he's probably our leader in terms of the effort, the competitiveness, the desire as a 31-year-old just to compete and just to hit bodies and crash and bash, and regardless how big the opposition person is, he just wants to make contact. So yeah, he's fantastic, and Yeah, I can't speak highly of Chris with what he's done for this football club.
Yep. Any update on yourself, mate? You obviously had a couple of injuries this year. Do you have any update on when you'll be back?
Yeah, so I'm 3 weeks post now, and the initial sort of report was 4 to 6. So I'm up and running, straight line really well. Slight difficulty on the agility, which isn't my strong forward anyway. So I don't think I've lost too much there, but I'm just trying to go offline a little bit now and build through that process. So 3 weeks now, likely at least another 2 to 3, I reckon.
Yep. You guys hit the highway again next week when you play Lauderdale down at Lauderdale. They beat Glenorchy today by 33 points. You obviously played there earlier in the year. What do you make of them for next week?
Yeah, I think they're starting to get some players back. They've obviously got their senior coach back, who's a leader for that football club. So I expect a different looking side than we've seen earlier in the year. I expect a competitive side that wants to repay what we did to them on their home deck 5-6 weeks ago.
Any injuries out today or a clean bill of health?
2 corkies, and obviously with the point margin at half time, we just put those guys on ice to make sure they're going to be right for next week rather than causing more swelling.
Mercury Cup won today. Is anyone pushing for selection from the Mercury Cup?
Yeah, we've got a squad of probably 35 players that could all play TSL senior footy. Alec Wright, he played fullback for the Mariners for all of their games, and from all reports had a fantastic Mariners carnival sitting back in the Merc Cup. There's probably about another 4 or 5 guys. We had Kelly Mansell didn't play today. Jack Denellen was out today. Tom Mundy was out again. So there's 3 changes that we made Thursday night very late. And we had a 4th one as well. So there's multiple players at the moment within our squad, and as a footy club, we're working out what our best 22 looks like and their best mix of 22 players.
Is it good to have those Mariners back in to kind of figure out that best 22 now?
Yeah, definitely. We've still got 4 away with the Allies, so we'll get another 4 back in roughly 3 weeks' time or 2.5 weeks' time, and that throws another spanner into those selection and trying to re-educate them into our program and what we want and the way we move the ball and the way we play, because they've obviously trained heavily for another program for a number of weeks or months.